Hey guys, it's Rachel at From Moments to Milestones here today to put together our newest paper pad card kit. This card kit features the 6x6 pad from Carta called Winterland. And we're going to put together these 7 cards. And if you purchase a kit, you'll get this printed instructions with pictures of each card, and in the back the list of all the things we use to create the kits. So we will go ahead and get started with the first card, which is going to be this one. Spending time with you is pure joy. This one has lots of little bits and some sequins in there, so careful when you're getting it open. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this blue embossed paper and put it on the white card base. Alright, and now we have this pink polka dot strip. And we're going to cut banner ends into the bottom. So I'm just going to come up, not quite a half an inch, and from the corner to the center. Alright, and then I'm going to glue that down. And I'm just going to center that. So, and now you have this plaid cut apart sheet and a white piece of cardstock. And some I think are cut right. You should have a very thin white border. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down to the white. And I'm going to pop that piece up when I put it down, but I think I'm going to build on it first. It might be easier when it's flat. So I'm going to put this stuff aside for a moment. And we're going to get out all of our little die cut bits. So you should have a couple of pink flowers and a blue one. And then you have this blue piece. And then you have these two, a dark and a light, and they look very similar, or they are the same. One of them, let me find my little, where is that? I just had it. Here it is. Alright, so one of them, you have this little piece here, this little pink bud, and it is going to go on the dark blue, like so. Okay, so we're going to glue that one on. And then on this one, we're actually going to cut away that bud. So take some scissors. And I'm going to cut it off right here. And now that looks a little funny. You can leave it if you want, but since that came all the way up, I'm just going to go in and cut away that stem. And now you're just left with some greenery like so. Okay, so we got rid of that bud. And we are going to glue that light pink bud onto the dark blue. Alright, so that's on. And then on the back of this post-it tape, you have 3 flower centers. So the largest is going to go there, and then the other 2. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those on. And so now we'll bring back over this piece here and we'll start building up our layers. So we're going to put them like that. And then we have this piece over here like so. And then our pink and blue flower are there. This pink one's up here. And then you have some dark blue leaves, and they're going to tuck in here like so. And then this other one we're going to break up like that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. I popped up the 3 flowers if you want to, and everything else is just glued straight down. So I'm going to start with this. And it's slightly hanging off over here, so I'm going to put it like that. And then the dark blue. So just offset that a little bit. So, and then this large and I think I may need to trim some of that off down there if I remember right. Let me put my flowers there and see. It's probably not a big deal, but I am going to go in here and just cut off those last 2 leaves like so. I'm going to cut that off so it does, my flower doesn't get distracted there. And then I'm going to put some foam on the flowers, some foam circles. I'm just going to put right in the center. And I don't know what I did with my big, there it is. So the pink there. We have a blue one there. So like so. And then I'm going to tuck in these dark blue leaves. Got one right here. So we have our sentiment, which I also popped up. That's up to you. I'm going to take some foam strips. I've removed the backing from my sentiment, and so now I'm just going to tuck it in here. It's going to slightly overlap some of it. Press that down. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop this up now. Not, like I said, that's a preference. I do have some thin profile foam tape here. So that's what I'm going to use. Alright, I'm going to center that on the card over the banner. And then I'm going to finish it off. You have 3 little snowflake sequins. And I've got one up here, and down here, and then 3 little jewels. This is from like a Sparklets package from Buttons Galore. So both of these items are in that same thing. So I'm going to put those like so. So I'm just going to glue those down. card is finished. Our next card, Thinking of You, also have some jewels here, so I'm going to put those off in some small hearts. So let's see, let's start with, we're going to put down this pink snowflake paper. Alright, and then you have this penguin paper and the vellum. So first I'm going to put some little bit of glue in the four corners of the vellum, and I'm going to glue it onto the penguin paper. Alright, and then this piece is going to get glued onto that. So we're just going to put that in centered at the top, and then you can bring this over if you need to, but you just want that to show behind. So that's going to work if we center it in there like so. And then this I popped up. It's up to you if you don't want to. I also popped up my sentiment. So if you don't want that much bulk, then you could leave this flat. But I'm going to go ahead and put the foam on there. I'm using thin profile, so that helps a little bit. Alright, we have that on, and now you have this white snowflake, and that's just going to get glued down to the center of that circle opening there. Alright, so now we need to take this little penguin and we're going to fussy cut him out. I did leave a thin white border, so I'm going to go ahead and go in and get that done. Alright, my little penguin's cut out. I'm going to put some foam on the back. Alright, I have got some foam on the back of my little penguin, and I'm just going to center him on that snowflake. And now we're going to lay down that sentiment. So foam here and there. I'm just going to center that at the bottom. And then we're going to tuck in those little hearts. So they're green on one side, pink on the front. So I'm going to tuck this one in behind the T, I'm thinking of you. And then the second largest one is going to go up here. And the smallest one is going to go down there by the sentiment. And then we have a couple of jewels here. I thought I had an X-Acto knife. That's kind of the easiest way to get them. There it is. So they are sticky. So this larger one I'm going to put with those hearts, and the smaller one up by the single heart. And that card is finished. Next card is Hello, I Am Missing You. This sweet little snowman. So our first thing is going to be to put down this snowflake paper. So it's going to be centered around the top and sides and sit just above that "I am missing you" sentiment. All right. Your little snowman's going to have wax paper we used when we were die cutting, so you can take that off. He's going to sit in here. And let's go ahead and build him up. So you have this blue piece, this like oval, that's going to go behind his face so that his eyes and nose are dark. You could also choose pink if you wish. So I'm just going to put, and then I'm going to lay that down. So he'll look like that. And then we have a scarf. Around his neck. And then this piece goes on top. And then I did pop him up, so. Alright, so I'm going to put my snowman on there. And he's just about 1/4 of an inch from the edge of the blue. We want to give room for our sentiment. So I'm going to wait to put his arms on after we have the word hello. So you have 2 sets of the word hello. And we're going to layer them on top of each other, kind of bulk them up a little. So find the H and the other H. I'm just going to layer one right on top of the other. Alright, I got my letters layered up. You won't need this piece, it's just the center of one of the O's, so I'm going to toss that. And then I'm going to lay out, and I'm going to start with my O and just work my way over. I'm going to lay them out, make sure I've got plenty of room, which I should. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to start with the O. L. Alright, so I've got my greeting on there, and then you have this little pink heart, and that's going to go right in the center of the O. And then we're going to finish off with his little arms. So, and I just glued those straight down. Nobody wants to try to cut foam for those little stick arms. And I have them both up. You could have one down, whatever. I just thought it was cute the way he looks like he's waving. So there you go. That card is finished. Our next card, "'Tis the Season to be Freezin'." So let's see. You should have some snowflakes, some jewels. We're going to fussy cut that snowman and a couple of layering pieces here. So we're going to start by putting down that snowman paper onto the white card base. Obviously you want your snowman going right side up, so there they go. And then you have this snow bank, and we're just going to glue that straight down. Alright, and then I took this and popped it up on top of that piece. So, let's see. Some strips. We're just going to center that on there. And then I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive just in the center because I'm going to tuck both of these snowflakes behind, but I kind of want to have that in place first. So I'm just going to center it on the card. And then let's go ahead and fussy cut our snowman. So I did leave some of that pink. That should help make cutting out his arms a little bit easier. Alright, our little snowman's cut out, and then this largest snowflake is going to go like so, and then that little snowman is going to kind of go in the center of it, like so. And then this one is going to get tucked in right back in there. So let's get those down. Then this little guy, so I'm going to put a couple, let's see, so I want his arm to just be, you can kind of see on this one, his arm is just underneath the word season. He's just right in there. So I'm going to put a piece of foam here, and I'm going to double it up just because this is also on foam, so he's going to lay funny if I don't do it like this. So, and that will help. I'm going to put a piece up here and do the same. So this is up to you if you don't want that much foam. If you just use one piece because of this layer and that, it's going to make him look like he's fallen off. So I want him to look like he's sitting on top. Just like so. Alright, and then you have these two little snowflakes, and they are wrapped in press and seal. If you have a hard time getting them out, just cut up close to them and find is the easiest way to get them out. And then there's just a couple snowflakes down here in the snowbank, so here and here. One, two, and then these tiny, tiny little jewels, and they are already sticky back, so they're going to go in the centers of those snowflakes. And then you should have one larger one that's going to go here on this other snowflake. That just helps bring that snowflake out. It gets lost a little bit. And that card is finished. Our next card is Sending Hugs. So let's see. Let's start. We're going to put down this pink triangle paper. Don't mind that sentiment. I stamped it wrong, as you can see, so we're just going to cover it up and nobody's going to know. I have my triangles pointing down. I don't think it really matters if you want them pointing up, but I'm going to keep it like my other one. Okay. And now you have this snowflake rectangle, and what I'm going to do is cut another banner into that. I probably went up almost an inch on this one. So right up the center. We have a nice banner, and that is going to go right in the center, straight down. Just going to center that on the card, lined up the top, and then we're going to build up on that circle, and then we'll put that on at the end. So we have a blue snowflake, and that is going straight down. And I have a rough cut on mine, so I'm just going to put it somewhere it's going to be hidden, which is going to be right here. Alright. So we're just going to center that on that circle. Oh, mine's not centered. Let's see if I can get it up before the glue dries. There we go, that looks better. Alright, so we have the snowflake down, and then we're going to put down this pink heart, and it's going to go right in the center of the snowflake, like so. Alright. And then we have the word sending, and that's going to go across like so. Over it. There's some layers there, make sure it sticks. So while we're doing that, I'm going to take the word hugs, and I made it longer so it was easier to stamp on this little strip, but you're just going to need to trim it down. Give yourself a smaller sentiment like that, and let's get these hearts out. So like right here, I can probably tell I'm already going to have trouble, so I'm just going to cut up right next to it. I'm going to take my tweezers and pull that paper back, or pull that press and seal back, and we're good to go. Alright, so there's one heart and the other. So let's go ahead and we're going to put foam on the back of that. And we're going to put that right in the center of that banner, more towards the top. And then we're going to put a little piece of foam on that word hugs. And pop that one up as well. And it's going to tuck right under the word sending. So just right in there like so. And then we're going to tuck these two hearts. So we've got one that's going to come over here. It's slightly hanging off. And then the smaller one. Right in there. All right. That card's complete. Our next card is Warm Wishes. So let's see. Let's start. We're going to put down this green paper. If you prefer the pink, you could certainly do that. These papers all coordinate. I'm going to put down the green. Oops. Make sure my card's going the right way. That would be helpful. And now you have this tree paper. It's also green on the other side. That might be, I wanted to bring in some white. So we're gonna put the trees in the center. And this is a 6x6 paper pad. So it can be tricky sometimes trying to make slimline cards with it. But this is a way, we just cut it in half and we're gonna center it on there like so. And now I'm going to set this off to the side. You should have the warm wishes, the tree, and the mug, and they're going to go behind those circles. So I'm going to start. I'm just going to put some glue around that first circle, and then I'm going to go on top of that tree and get them on there. And there's a lot of texture there. I actually might cheat and use some tape. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Alright, and then I'm going to do the same to the warm wishes. And then the coffee mug. That one I think I used more glue, so it stuck better. That mug in there. Alright, so we have those behind there, and then we're going to put that on the card. So it's up to you. I popped this one up, so I'm going to do the same. But you could certainly put it down without the foam adhesive. Alright, I've got the backing removed from my foam, and I'm going to stick that down centered onto the card. Good to go there. And now you should have 3 snowflakes. And they are, looks like there's, maybe they're already sticky. Oh, they are already sticky. That's nice. So I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put down my heart first. Just kind of have that just below the warm wishes, and then I'm going to take one of these snowflakes on there like so. And this other one, you could put it in the center of the, I'm just going to stick it right off to the side. It's kind of hard to see, but up close you can see it. And that finishes that card. And that finishes that card. Alright, one final card here, and this one's going to go together really quick. We're just really focusing on that pretty pattern paper. So you have 2 rectangles of the floral, and you have a pink, and so it's going to fit one way but not the other. So what you're going to do is center them on there like so. So should have a similar border, so I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. Wait a minute, I think my card's going the wrong way. Not that it matters. Okay, so I'm going to center it over here so it's the same white border, top, bottom, and side. And then that is going to go in the center of that, and this should match as well. Might be a little tighter in here. So let's go ahead and put on the other floral piece. I think that's the easiest way. Make sure it has the same border, like so. And that piece is going to fit right in between them. Alright, so we've got that pink down, and then this piece is going to go in the center of the pink, and I did pop that up. So center that on there. Alright, and that card can be complete. I did I'm going to see if you can tell here. On this card, I have taken my glue and put it in the center of all the flowers and then added some Prisma glitter. I also went over the tree with a Nuvo glitter pen. Oh boy, that one's really inky. It just went everywhere. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna go over that tree. You could go over all of them if you wanted to. Just add a little shimmer. And I think what I'll do is on this one, I'm just gonna use the glitter pen on all the flowers. But whatever, I mean, rhinestones in the center of all the flowers would be pretty too. Sometimes you just need a fast card. All right, and that card is finished. All right, that finishes up our card class. I hope you enjoyed this Winterland collection. Very soft, pretty colors. If you're interested in a kit, we sell them on our website from momentstomilestone.com, and you can search for card kits there. This is the Carta Winterland. Have a great day. We'll see you again soon.